You have to stand out right at the very beginning. Oftentimes they'll call it the hook, right? And the hook isn't necessarily slimy. The hook is something that pauses people and makes them want to learn more. So here's what I suggest. This is the good news. To change up your resume and make it stand out is actually really easy. You just have to focus on one place.
Hey, Nicole, what do you get when a former corporate CEO and a do-gooding executive walk into a recording studio?
Well, Erin, nothing, because the two of us are usually on my couch or Zoom, because wine.
You get a podcast created for Gen X women who are bought into the corporate world but fed up with the BS.
I know. It's how to thrive the 9 to 5 or 6 or 7.
It's career therapy. It's comedy. It's definitely full-on authenticity. Basically, we give you tangible strategies to rise in your career without compromising everything else.
Because work doesn't have to suck.
Hey guys, Erin here. Stop. Do not do it. Don't fast forward. I have something too important. I have a couple of very passive-aggressive questions to ask you that you don't want to miss. Here they are. 1, do you find yourself often comparing yourself to others? Like, they work harder than me. They get noticed more than me. They have better luck than me. They're smarter than me. Or do you also just feel exhausted from having to always work as hard, if not harder, than everybody else to stand out and succeed? I know you have these challenges. We all do. And this is why I wrote the 50% rule. And I know you need to read another book like you need a hole in the head. But I'm telling you, this book and this rule, I'm obsessed with it. And it has changed my life. It has changed the lives of others around us. And it has also been the formula for success behind so many successful people. Savannah Bananas, Hamilton, Weird Al Yankovic. The 50% rule is the simplest shortcut to stop comparing, stop copying, stop chasing other people, and like literally compete in your league of your own. There isn't a day that doesn't go by where I stop myself and I'm like, oh, she did a talk that I wish I could do. She's got more. No, it doesn't matter. Because we don't compete in the same league. I compete in a league of my own because I am constantly 50% ruling things. So if you're interested in this concept, which, by the way, is more fun as a team sport, but at least start with yourself. You cannot miss this book. It's not only powerful, it's really freaking fun to read. That is always my number one goal. It's my number one goal with my first book. It's my number one goal with the 50% rule. I want to make it enjoyable to read it. Why? So that you read it. So if you feel like you are stuck with these comparison cramps or just all the symptoms that I talk about in the book of sleep running syndrome, self-doubt gout, and pioneer paralysis, and well, you have to read the book to find out more, then just go buy the darn book. Easiest way, go to Amazon, search the 50% rule, and I cannot wait to hear how you 50% rule things. I want to share with you the number one mistake people make when they're thinking about their resume. First thing is they think about their resume as like this brag sheet when really it's more like a marketing flyer. Think about it. Attention spans are less than they've ever been. And so a resume is simply a way to grab the attention of somebody and say, they're intriguing. I want to learn more. And so what people do instead, though, is they think they're like this brag sheet, and the more big words you put and the more like fluff and numbers, you're going to stand out. And the reality is most hiring managers or HR people don't even read that stuff. So here's what I suggest instead. It's really all about standing out. And just like in marketing, the first thing you have to do is you have to stand out right at the very beginning. Oftentimes they'll call it the hook, right? And the hook isn't necessarily slimy. The hook is something that pauses people and makes them want to learn more. So here's what I suggest. This is the good news. To change up your resume and make it stand out is actually really easy. You just have to focus on one place. The summary, that top paragraph where most people write, first of all, in third person, and they write about what they're looking for and they fill it with buzzwords. I want you to scrap all that.
Instead, I want you to think about talking about yourself as a unique superpower. Talk in the first person and talk about that thing that is likely a juxtaposition between two uncommon things that make you special. So, I have a superpower. I am both a data nerd and I have the ability to actually talk to people and tell them through stories what that data looks like. That's an example. And why this should matter to you is that I want to come in so that you can no longer have to focus about convincing people. You can work on the strategy, and I'll be the one that dives into the data and lets people know why it matters. Like, just talk about what is your superpower and why does it make sense that it's going to help the other person? Because let's think about it. That's all people really care about. When they're hiring, they're usually overwhelmed and overworked, and they just want somebody to come in and make their life better. Now, here's the most frequently asked question I then get. But Erin, what about the ATS systems and the search terms? And what I say is, yeah, have some of those in there. It's like if you were to write a blog post. Most people know that writing a good blog, you do have to have, or you should have, some SEO terms, those terms that everybody's kind of looking for so that they can find it. But if you wrote that same blog post all littered with SEO terms, like, nobody's going to read it. So why do that with your resume? So here's what I suggest. Focus on that top paragraph, get it out of third person, make it first person, tell a story, be intriguing, make those 3 sentences, 4 sentences, draw people in, understand what makes you unique and why that matters to them. And then the other stuff, yeah, you can talk about the millions of dollars you saved or the number of people you manage and all those fancy things, because quite frankly, they're probably not even going to read it, because once they read that first paragraph, they're going to say, I need to meet this person. So there it is. Like, it's all about standing out, not fitting in. Different is better than better, as Sally Hogshead always says. You want to be intriguing. You want to stand out. So do that in that top paragraph. Merge that with some SEO terms or some specific things in what you've done, and just watch how quickly you get that interview and hopefully also land that job.
Hey, it's Erin with a teeny request. If you have ever gotten any value from this podcast and you'd like us to stick around, plus you want it to continue to grow so we can kind of swindle bigger and more knowledgeable guests to join us, and to keep providing you with tangible and inspiring actions you can take to achieve the career and life you deserve, could you please just take 1 minute to leave us a rating and a review? Those reviews go a long way in attracting guests to the show, and candidly, they really make Nicole and I's day. We see you. We really do. So when you have the time and inspiration, we'd love to see a rating and review from you. Thank you.